Hey, on this beautiful morning and the sun is shining in its brightest dress. So I could go on with my sun gazing practice today and managed to look at the sun for 20 seconds, which was quite an experience. First, when I started looking at it, I thought I'm gonna turn blind within the next 2 seconds. But then, after a couple of seconds, my eyes got used to it and I even stopped blinking. And I just looked at the sun like I never did before. I actually look into its face. It's almost like with people. You get to know a person, you look at that person and you just talk with that person, and then at one certain moment you actually see the personality, the whole being of this person that is sitting on the opposite side of the table. And you start realizing who that person is, something unconsciously unravels. And the same happened with me in the sun. It was amazing, it was so beautiful. And I'm sure today I'm gonna feel a little bit more awake than yesterday. Yesterday I was actually like sleepwalking. I felt like being in trance, having lucid dreams all during the day, falling asleep almost on my desk. But today I feel full of energy. The sun is really charging me up. Some people asked me to explain why I started sun gazing. Well, that's a long story, but today I'm gonna tell you how I got to know of sun gazing. So everything started with an article that I read about solar storms. I don't know if you know about that phenomenon, but it is actually that there are magnetic storms going on the sun. Magnetic fields entangling and creating something like storms. Some call it big holes. I'm not a scientist, I don't know what would be the appropriate term for it, but basically there's something going on the sun. And the sun has an 11-year cycle, so this magnetic tension builds up, and then after 11 years it reaches a peak and then it goes down again. And right now, by the end of this year, the sun will reach its peak in those solar storms. And the article that I read was about the impact on human beings of the sun. There is a science called chronology, and it basically combines biology and the impact of stars, moon, sun on the human being. I mean, all women can probably agree that the moon definitely has an impact on us, and the sun has an impact on plants. We all know about chlorophyll and all the things going on in photosynthesis. But nobody really researched what it is doing with the human body, with the human soul, in a scientific way. I mean, we all, living in Sweden, we all feel sad when it's dark for 6 months of the year. But really scientifically proven, it's not been that much. But right now there's a lot of research going on. Even the NASA is doing research, and the NASA also has articles that explain what solar storms are really, really well. So if you want to read that up, the NASA, I can recommend. So I was reading this article in a time where I felt uneasy and unhappy and torn apart somehow, but there was no reason for it. Life is perfect, the weather is good. There was no reason why I should feel uneasy or emotionally overwhelmed, but I did. And then I read the article which explained, or I read a couple of articles which explained about those solar storms and that it has an impact on the human magnetic field as well. And this magnetic field is, to some of us, known as aura. So of course, if your magnetic field that protects you and that's around you is being pulled towards the sun, attracted to the sun, and then pushed back onto the earth, and then pulled towards the sun and pushed back onto the earth, there is no wonder that we feel uneasy and that this is having an impact on our stability and mental balance. You can do as much yoga as you want, this is still having an impact. So I was surprised and excited about that. Oh, see, I'm crying. The sun is too strong. I was surprised surprised and excited about that whole topic, and I realized how important the sun is. And that's when I read up a lot more and came across sun gazing as a method. And yeah, I'm not gonna tell you more for today, that should be enough, but there will be more days and weeks to come where I can tell you more about sun gazing and what actually started me being interested in it. So see you tomorrow.